I'm playing through the Premier League, Championship, English and European competitions, as well as La Liga on FC25. As the game came out almost 2 months into the football season, I've had some catching up to do. And as you can tell by the timing of this video, I still have a way to go before I'm all caught up. So in this video, I'm going to go over the state of play in these competitions at the end of September in the virtual world, starting with La Liga. In La Liga, I picked 3 teams rather than playing through the whole thing, as that's a hell of a lot of extra matches. So I picked Real Madrid, Atletico and Barcelona. And as you can see, at the end of September, they're the top 3, with Real Madrid at the top, though Atletico are still unbeaten. In the third round of the Carabao Cup, all the teams involved in European competitions were supposed to come in, though FC25 decided Brighton and Newcastle would be given byes instead of Chelsea for some reason. No bother though, Arsenal beat Newcastle at St James's Park, and as you can see, Lincoln City stunned Brighton, beating them on penalties. There was another shock at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea were beaten by Hull City, but there weren't any more major shocks, with routine wins for Liverpool and Man United, and Man City dominating at Villa Park in that last game. So the fourth round draw, Arsenal play Wolves, Middlesbrough v Barnsley, Lincoln City's reward for beating Brighton is a home tie against Everton, Cheltenham host Spurs, then Leicester play Hull. And easily the biggest tie in round 4 is the Manchester derby at Old Trafford. Then Brentford play Norwich and Peterborough United go to Anfield. Moving on to the Europa League, and as you can see, I've had to revert it back to the group stage instead of the league phase. With too many teams missing, it would have been really fiddly to try and squeeze them all into the new format, so this was the only way to do it really. And there weren't any Conference League matches in September, so I haven't played any. And there was just the one fixture in the Champions League in September, so it's difficult to get an indication of who the better teams are. And perhaps the only real difference here is Aston Villa lost to Young Boys, who of course they beat in real life. There are 2 fixtures in October, so I'm looking forward to playing through those. Stoke City are the early pace setters in the Championship and still unbeaten. Leeds, also unbeaten, are just behind them on goal difference, but look how close it is at the top of the table. As we drop down towards the bottom, I think the real surprise is how poor Watford and Plymouth have been. Not a single win between them. I was 3-0 up at home to Coventry with Watford with 10 minutes to go and somehow managed to end up with a draw. There's a long way to go though, but how does the Premier League look? It's a familiar top 6 really. Manchester City and Arsenal played out a thrilling 3-3 draw at the Etihad, but in this world Arsenal lost at Spurs. Liverpool did beat Forest here, but it's Bournemouth who managed to take a draw at Anfield. Manchester United and Aston Villa have got off to poor starts, but let's go down towards the bottom of the table. And it's Leicester City holding up all the rest. They're the only team without a win going into October. Wolves beat Forest, Ipswich beat Fulham, and Southampton surprised Newcastle on day 1. I get the feeling this league table will be very different to real life come May. So there's my September update. I'm nearly caught up on October's fixtures, so hopefully soon I'll be able to update the tables in line with the real life competitions. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing if you're enjoying my content so far.